Oh, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
This is 476 Barbary, right?
Yeah, I'm renting this place.
No, I booked it a month ago.
Are you sure you have the right place?
Yeah. What am I supposed to do?
Why don't you come inside and we'll call these idiots. Why don't you just crash here?
Oh, no.
I don't know if you got a great look at this neighborhood, but I don't think you should be out there by yourself. It's dry and there's a lock on the door. By the way, I'm Keith.
Tess.
You take the bedroom and I'll sleep out here on the couch.
God. Keith?
This process might seem overwhelming, but with a little practice, it can soon become a pleasurable experience. This is perfectly natural.
This podcast might seem overwhelming, but with a little practice, it can soon become a pleasurable experience. This is perfectly natural. This is what we do. We talk about great movies. And tonight, as we're in the middle of October, it's time to talk some spooky movies. And this one is both spooky wooky and freaky deaky, and it is a hell of a ride. Today, we are talking about the 2022 horror thriller, Barbarian. Now, I'm not watching this movie thirsty. No. I'm enjoying a nice, warm, hairy glass of milk. It does a body good. And look,
Mama, baby.
There's always going to be people that project some kind of dynamic onto us that serves them. It's up to us if we want to play ball or not. And I want to play ball with our first co-host tonight, Mr. Christopher Morris. How are you doing this evening, and what are you drinking?
I am doing well, Michael. I am drinking, just for the holiday, I'm drinking Shipyard Pumpkin Head.
Perfect.
Much like you could call the mother, which is the, IMDb credit for the woman in Barbarian. You could call her a pumpkin head. A little bit, maybe.
You could.
I wouldn't call her.
No,
I wouldn't call her that.
She's
I don't even
just
know what the fuck would you call her? Who knows?
She's a copy of a
Mama.
copy of a copy.
Mama.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Next up, now I don't know if he's a bad person, but he might be. He might be a bad person, or maybe he's a good person who just did a bad thing. That bad thing is podcasting from his cell phone in the middle of various rooms with various other people while usually watching something else on TV. I wrote that down, and it almost came true this evening. He's not the best. He's not the best in the biz for nothing. There's The Office on in the background. Mr. Davey Corsetto, how are you? And what is it you're drinking this evening?
I'm fine. There's a lot of chaos in this house tonight. You're right, but I'm just drinking regular beer. That's it. Do you want me to show
regular
you?
beer?
Yeah.
What kind? What kind?
The regular kind.
Crystal Light.
It's. I thought you said Crystal Light.
Crystal Light.
Goes down smooth, like this movie. Like the mother's milk.
This movie was a trippy fucking experience, though. Let me just nail it right from the start. It
so
takes
great.
so many different turns. You think it's one movie, and then it becomes a different movie, and then it becomes a different movie.
And I watched it over the summer for the first time, and I think I saw the trailer, but the trailer gave nothing away, so I had no idea. Yeah, I didn't read anything on it, so I was like, the left turns, the right turns. You think Bill Skarsgård is going to be? I didn't even know he was in it. Then I'm like, oh, is he the villain, or is he? And
you assume, right, just because he's creepy.
He's creepy, but he can kind of be charming, and then at the same time, you're just expecting him to be insane, and he's just a kind of a wrong guy in the wrong place who has night terrors.
They take you down that road in the beginning. That's why, the whole the whole house thing. They rent the same house. It's a little
that's what. Yeah, Grace. I rewatched today with Grace, and she said this is like 3 different movies, kind of, and so I had told you guys, I heard good things about it, but specifically, I didn't even watch. I know the trailer didn't show a lot, but I didn't even watch the trailer. I was going in completely blind, which is one of the things I loved about it. I had no idea.
That's awesome.
Me neither.
What it was about, even.
I
try to do that for all movies. I told you, Mike. No, it's like the less trailers is you just don't know what to expect. What was that, Dave?
I stumbled upon it last year. Just happened to find it
after I told you to watch it. You mean?
No, it was last year. I remember watching it and thinking to myself.
I'll show you the text, Mikey. Include the shot of the text.
Can I save that shit?
Is this a year?
No, I'm going to send it to you. It's a year ago. Yes.
Oh, was it? Okay. So, anyways, I watched it and
it's on HBO still.
Yeah. Was it HBO? It might have been.
Where did you watch it today or this week?
Here's the thing. I've only watched it once.
When? Last year?
Last year. So memorable that I'm fine. I can still pick it up because it was such a fucking weird movie. Just like I know what I was going to talk about, like just like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't know if I can ever watch that again. Fucking weird.
Oh, I think
Yep. Kind of like
it is weird and creepy.
Dumb, but
I just asked that you at least watch try to watch the movies within 6 months of the pod. This is all I ask for the prep work.
No, this one's still stuck in my brain because it's such a fuck show. Literally,
you do catch.
I would like for you to tell us the plot then.
Well, here's the thing. The first that next morning when she's like, was he in my room? Like, was he watching me or asleep? Like that whole thing was like, he's the fucking guy.
That's what they set you up thinking it's that. You think he's lying in the basement. Like, come down here, please.
Exactly. I told Grace up until the moment his head is smashed. I still didn't trust him. I thought he was trying to trap her. So upon rewatch, you pick up some things I hadn't seen since last year, and I watched it again last week, and then the other night with the kids, and then again today with Grace. So,
all right, but here's the thing: that movie, it was. In the first night they're drinking together. It was good. They were laughing, and it leads you down one path, and then it fucking strips you down, and you're like, where am I?
Yeah, exactly. It's such a build up. The first part of the movie where she walks in and you don't know what's going on, and a slow burn the whole first night, and nothing happens, obviously. But yeah, Skarsgård was great as far as brilliant casting, because you assume he's going to be a villain.
Skarsgård was honestly he was the perfect perfect scapegoat.
The red
And this-
herring, is that what it's called or something?
Yes.
Yeah, he was a red herring.
His eyes are so fucking creepy.
Yeah, he's got this creepy look, but he was. Yeah, no, and he was kind of likable even, and then after the fact,
he was a
kinda
perfectly
likable. Although he wouldn't listen to her, and she wanted to get the fuck out of there. Obviously, I love the whole first part, how that ends, and then, by the way, that with her going when she's first trapped in the basement, and then her going back down when he goes down. It's the music and the heartbeat. Yes. The score is so intense, and I love when she sees like the lower basement. She's like, nope.
Yeah, and then it cuts off into the other character.
Better get into what you got to get into. Better get into it now, no slacking, please. United Nations ain't really united, and the organization they really organize. Ricky-ticky-ticky, mongoose is gone. Ricky-ticky-ticky, mongoose is gone. Everybody who read the Jungle Book and know that Ricky-ticky-ticky is a mongoose.
It cuts off to AJ.
I thought something happened. I thought I changed the channel or something.
It's like it's AJ, and he's like, and he's he's talking with his lawyer, he's talking about all the shit that's happening, his agent, and then he's driving down the California freeway, and it's like a whole different movie.
It wasn't until they said your property's in Michigan that I said, okay, there's
right.
The tie
You had no
there.
idea what it had to do with anything. He's such a douche.
Oh.
It's funny. You don't know that he did anything, right away. He just seems kind of like a douche, and everybody's firing him. How we talked about the movie had some hilarious comic relief with the tape measure. When
all him, really.
And Grace was pointing out he's clueless. He's moving. He doesn't notice there's a bed and a camera and then a bloody handprint.
Oh, gross.
All he cares about is if he can list it with his realtor.
The basement was there, so there's more space too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all he saw.
He wants to claim it to list for his realty listing. Should I go through the stats real quick?
Yeah, you do that. I'll bang out the plot.
So this is
minutes.
Barbarian from 2022, written and directed by Zach Kreger, who really he's like he's known for being like a comedic actor. Like he's been on like a lot. Everything I looked up, I said,
"Oh, really? I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was a."
Yeah, he actually is in the movie.
Is this his debut?
A short moment. This I don't think it's his debut. He looks like he's directed some things, but nothing like this. Like I think there were comic comedies.
Get it out.
Yeah, and it took me a moment.
Comic movies.
But it's starring Georgina Campbell, Bill Skarsgård, Justin Long, Richard Brake, and Matthew Patrick Davis as the mother. And also, there's you hear voices. There's a couple other actors in it, and the director himself is in it in a cameo. He's the guy talking to Justin Long in the bar when he's catching up, talking about.
Oh, that's the director.
Yeah,
the one he calls his buddy, and he tells him what really happens. You find out,
and the way he kind of says it, and you're like, oh, and then
you're like, what a
says
scumbag.
it. He's like, wait a second. You can tell that's his way of kind of trying to justify.
You know me, yeah. And so after a while, she was into it.
It's a Rotten Tomatoes score 93% of the critics, only 71% on the audience because they're dummies. Metacritic score of 78. Yeah, Cinema score of only C+. Again, probably just people going, "What the hell is this?" On a budget of Wikipedia estimated $4 to $4.5 million. It made $40 million, so it was a low budget movie that it did well, and I think it picked up a lot of steam on streaming too, because it was still. No, I guess 2022 people are already going back to the movies by then. It did not win any major awards or was nominated for anything, but it was nominated for a bunch of festivals and stuff. And those are
Just a great,
the
just a
basic
great
steps.
new horror movie.
Under 2 hours, pretty much like no wasted time, even though it didn't
Easy to
feel
watch.
rushed either. It was one of these movies that you felt like every camera angle mattered. Like just like the
I
guy
loved how they.
who focuses on that stuff, the shots. And there's one shot
Yeah,
where
they did a 360
when they get
around the house.
they
Around
follow
main
the
room.
guy out of the house when it's 1980 and the neighborhood's beautiful.
Oh,
and-
Frank. Yeah.
And they follow him, and the camera
What a
goes right
creep.
in the. Like I was trying to figure out, how do you do? Did they just hand the camera to another guy sitting in the car already, and it goes?
Right. It was like a
thought that was
tracking
great.
shot, and then it changed into him
And
getting into the car.
I looked up that, is it Brentwood? Is that what it was called?
No, it's
Brightmoor.
Brentwood's-
That is
Brightmoor.
that is a
actual
real
place in
place.
Detroit, right?
Can I ask you a question? Why the hell did she leave for her job interview and then go back to that shithole?
That's the only place she could get, I guess, because she could have just left. I know, just go home that night.
I think she kind of trusted him. I think she kind of, you know what I mean? Like they were both going back for that night.
Yeah, she wasn't
And then-
expecting what happened in the, and then she gets home and the guy, you see someone, that's the first like real where something more is happening. The guy starts running. You see him out of focus.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
the
when she
homeless
gets home
guy.
from the interview. But when she
Dave,
goes
how
to-
long was she? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm saying when she goes for the interview, even the woman's like, you
She's
should
like,
be
"Are you
there."
kidding?"
Yeah.
Like in there, you psychopath. Bad. What, Chris?
I was going to say, how long was it when she was after the first part between when AJ got there?
How long was it between when she left and
I'm
AJ
right, I'm-
got?
Or when we saw Skarsgård get smashed, then AJ showed up in the house.
Yeah.
And all this stuff was there. How long was that? This is a trivia. This is a quiz.
I
Let's
don't
see.
know.
It's been weeks.
How long would you guess though? Like
Oh, sorry.
a couple days?
Maybe a day.
Oh, damn it. He didn't even hear
It
me.
was 2 weeks. It
I
was
said
2
it's been-
weeks actually.
Really?
Because she said the
Yes.
realtor, like they checked, the last person who stayed here was weeks ago. I like that it's like,
And it was,
wasn't,
yeah.
nothing was like
What's that?
blatantly told. You just kind of, that's where I think
Yeah,
of a good
I-
script.
it
where
says somewhere. Somehow it says 2 weeks, but
no, I think it's when he talks to the realtor, like no one's cleaned up. He sees all the bags, what's going on.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, they should have been out of there. That's what they knew. They
Yeah.
should have been out of there like 2 weeks ago,
Yeah,
right?
because they said the last
So
people-
they were going to be there for 2 nights.
The scariest scene in that movie was when she was going down she was going down that hallway, and they
Yeah.
first see Mother.
Oh,
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let me bang out the plot, and then
Let's do
we're not our scariest, our funniest. So Tess arrives on a rainy night at Airbnb she booked in Detroit neighborhood Brightmoor. That is right, Mikey. Staying there for a job interview the following day, she finds it double booked. A man named Keith, who, after a little while, she warms up to, and decides to stay the night. Not many options. Everything's booked. She wakes up in the middle of the night to hear her door being open and goes out to find Keith sound asleep on the couch.
The fuck?
I'm so sorry.
What are you doing?
My door was open, and I didn't open it, and I didn't know if you were up and you were like making noises, and
I was making noise?
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna let you go to sleep.
You scared the shit out of me.
Did you open my door?
No.
God.
She freaks him out by waking him up.
he's having
Goes to-
night terrors, it looked like, or night.
Yeah,
terrors,
yeah.
something.
They don't even mention that later, or he doesn't know. Or so she goes to the job interview, and she's told not to stay in the area again. Warned not to stay by her new boss. Getting back to the house, she gets chased by a homeless guy, gets herself locked in the basement, and finds a secret passage in a room, stained bed, and with a camcorder.
And a bucket.
Bloody handprint and bucket. Yes. Keith comes home finally, lets her out, wants to see what she saw. When he doesn't return, she goes down, finds him cowering. Eventually, finds him cowering.
I'll
and
be
suddenly
right
they're-
back.
Yep, they're attacked. He says he was bitten.
Why did you come down
is down
No,
here.
why? Why did you come down here?
Someone else is down here.
What?
Someone bit me.
Okay, we need to go. We need to get through. We need to get out of here.
No, don't go there. That's
What?
where they were. That's
No,
where they were.
that's the way out. That's
Wait,
the
wait, come.
No, please stop it.
No, this way.
Stop it.
We have to
Stop
come
my
this way.
nose.
Tess,
That's
we
the
have
way
to come
out.
this way.
Please,
Someone's
stop
down.
it.
That's
Stop
what
it.
I'm not going back.
Suddenly, they're attacked by a naked, deformed thing called the Mother, who kills Keith. So 2 weeks later, the owner of the house, A.J. Gilbride, gets fired from a TV show because of rape allegations and has to go to Detroit to sell the property. He goes there and while trying to measure square footage, gets attacked by the Mother in the tunnel and is captured.
I never meant to be so bad to you. One thing I said that I would never do. A look from you and I would fall from grace, and that would wipe the smile right from my face. Do you remember?
Then you get the flashback to the 80s, shows the owner of the house, just creepy Frank, who abducts and rapes women and keeps them in cages and keeps them captive to breed them and rape the offspring. So,
Yep.
back to the present. Back to the present. Tess escapes when AJ's getting breastfed, and later when Mother is looking for Tess, AJ escapes, finds bedridden Frank, and he's gonna help
How
him.
about real quick, Mikey? Do you still breastfeed with your mother?
Nope.
Mikey, can you insert cricket?
That's
Cricket
my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
noises?
Oh yeah. Yep. Crickets.
That's hurtful. He is like AJ. I'm
The
gonna call
comic
him AJ.
stylings of
He looks a little like AJ. So he finds bedridden Frank. He's gonna help him before he sees the VHS tapes.
What is wrong with you? The fuck is wrong with you? Hey! I'm talking to you, you fuck!
I want to hear the tapes.
I have a few written down. Yeah, and finally Frank shoots himself. Tess brings idiotic police to the house. They don't believe her. That is annoying, and they get called away. What were you gonna say, Mike?
One thing that I really liked was Mother was coming after him, and when he got close to Frank's door, she was afraid of him.
Oh, right.
She backed away. That
Yeah,
was really
that's something-
that was cool.
Yep. So Tess breaks into the house, gets her car keys, rams into Mother, comes outside, and she thinks she kills her. AJ accidentally shoots Tess. I thought that was it for her. But she's just wounded, and they both take shelter with the homeless Andre.
Based on how that movie was going, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
she's dead.
That would have been terrible, right? Andre explains her existence before she bursts in.
Do you have any clean cloth or bandages or anything?
Ain't much clean in here. I can't believe she let you get this far.
What the fuck is she?
She's just a crazy lady living in that house.
Since when?
She's been living there some 40 years now. She was born there.
What are you talking about? I own that house. Somebody lives there.
Boy, you might own that paper, but that's her daddy's house. And he ain't never left there, and she ain't never left there neither. He used to bring women down there, and then he started making babies with them, and babies with the babies. And you make a copy of a copy of a copy, and you end up with something like that. She got you real good.
I did that.
It was an accident.
Doesn't matter. We gotta get you help. Which way to get her help, huh?
Now, y'all need to just sit right here and wait.
I can't do that. This is my fault.
It don't matter whose fault it is.
It does. I hurt somebody. that matters. I don't know if I'm a bad person, but I might be. I might be a bad person. Or maybe I'm a good person who just did a bad thing. I can't change what I've done. I can just try and fix it. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fix it.
You ain't gonna do nobody no help if you go out there and get yourself killed. Now, right here, we're safe. And she's gonna make it through the night. Come morning time, then we can worry about taking her to town.
How do you know she can't get in here?
Shit, I've been living in this place more than 15 years, and she ain't never came in this motherfucker.
Kills Andre.
I've been living
ripping
here for
his arm
15
off.
years. Yeah.
I know, she's never. Chases them to the water tower, and AJ, who was vowed to be good, decides to save himself by pushing Tess off.
She's never gonna stop. I can get away. But you're gonna have to slow her down. Hey! Come get your baby!
Mother leaps and breaks her fall. AJ tries to rationalize his behavior to Tess right before. Then the mother comes up and crushes his head, crushes his eyeballs, gouges his eyes out, really, and crushes his head. And then Tess sadly shoots the mother in the head. She kind of feels bad and limps away.
You kind of feel like sympathetic.
It's not her fault. She's not the barbarian, you know.
No.
She's not the barbarian. The barbarian is Frank and AJ. You know how they kind of make a comparison, like they don't show either of their crimes, and AJ is just the scum of the earth. You know what I mean? Obviously, you think he's such a, but you could tell he's just talking to his mother on the phone, and
you could tell he doesn't have a relationship with his dad. Just that little, dad.
Yeah.
He said that?
Right. So,
Do you
very,
think he's
very entertaining. What's that?
We've gone through a lot of despicable characters in our run. Is he top 5?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't. He starts off.
I mean,
pretty
Frank
despicable,
definitely is.
and
Obviously, he's more.
But Frank, I mean, listen, I feel bad because I don't want to talk bad about Frank because Mikey's been through the same stuff in his life with his parents.
Insert crickets.
I mean, the kid Tess saves the guy, and then he basically bails on Tess.
He throws her off the water tower. He tries to kill her to save himself. Of course, he's a despicable human.
Yeah, he is. There's a moment where you think, oh, he's learning about himself when he's with the homeless guy, and he's like, when he says, maybe I am a bad person. He wants to make it right, and that goes away in 2 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. His survival mode kicks right in. And you could tell his ideas towards women, obviously not
not progressive.
Not too progressive.
Yeah.
But I mean, these guys just a scumbag, right? So what would you what was your creepiest part, Dave?
Definitely the basement scene when they first discovered, by far the most, honestly, a terrifying scene. Try watching that at night by yourself and there's no one around.
Yeah, it was really, for some reason, Grace was asking me what was scarier, Barbarian or, I think she was trying to ask me if it was as scary as, what was scary, that or Final Destination. I told you I've been watching some of those. Those aren't even scary.
No, they're just like,
they're
like
kind of funny,
jarring, right? Or like there's moments where I've never seen any of them, but
yeah, a little bit funny. She's like all into it, but this was scary because what defines scary? Oh, actually, she said, "What do you think scary, a Terrifier or a Barbarian?" And I said, "Well, I haven't seen Terrifier
or Terrifier 2,
or Terrifier 2 looks horrific."
Yes,
but as far as scary, it depends how you define scary, which is a good topic, I guess, because
I think
of the movies we'll be doing this month.
It was freaky,
just tense while you're watching it.
The unknown stuff scared me more. up until you like when you saw it, like what the hell was
Beginning.
that? Right.
Yes.
Then
seeing her in the
absolutely.
window. Even seeing her in the basement window,
that
like,
was
she pop her head
she
out,
backs
like,
away. Yes.
yeah.
Oh, and yes.
And
That
she
was a
apparently
great
comes
shot.
out
That
at
was
night.
more a great shot. And that was even more kind of like, not as scary because it's just a great shot and creepy. Pretty
Whether you
creepy
realize-
when they had to drink from the bottle, huh?
Yes,
Yes.
I read that the hair was accidentally like the wig came
Oh
off.
yeah, you see the hair.
And
come
then the
down
director
first.
liked it, so he added a little more hair. He thought it made it look cool and
Well,
gross.
supposedly they originally had in the script they had a scene where she crushes up a rat and eats it, and then feeds AJ like a baby bird.
Oh,
And then, but the director's like, I can't. That would be. He won't even do the movie if I ask Justin Long or
I read
somebody
it was
else to do it.
He originally offered it to Zac Efron, and he turned it down.
I didn't even see that.
I could see that too, though. I could see him do that kind of.
The actor who played Frank was so creepy too.
And
right?
I don't know what I know
don't
him
know if
from,
he's in
but
anything.
he looks very familiar.
Yeah.
But
So
yes.
I would say that's the creepiest. I mean, and the scariest scene, yes, when Keith goes down, and it's just so intense.
And it's
And
you
hear the heartbeat.
There's a lot of this where nobody believes the woman. The cops not listening to her. I guess just the cops, even maybe the homeless guy, but and Keith. Everyone's like, what are you talking about?
The cops were outrageous, right?
Yeah, that was a little. Well, I don't know how it is in Detroit,
but still, it's almost like it's a horror movie, and they have
yeah.
to do their normal like
bumbling,
ripping your hair out type of plot that you get aggravated by. So I wrote down some of the horrific, just terrible, poor victims of Frank.
Yes,
which I think AJ watches Redhead at the gas station. So just a few.
That's the one, yeah.
Asian biter is one. Face scar. One says very fat.
Christ.
One says one breast. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
One says very old. One says smiley / old. One says won't stop crying. Gee, that wasn't all of them.
It's all like dehumanizing.
Then there was some names. There were names.
Okay.
Yeah, they were random names. And then there was one. I don't know if it was a name or if it was just, it said Gabby.
Maybe he started. Oh, it could be either one. It could be a name or the way to describe. But when like you didn't know who he was, but you saw him coming out of the house. He talks about like not having a midwife. He needs plastic sheets.
Yeah.
And stuff. It was just like, something bad's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And Asia was playing. So that was, that showed me. I was like, where the hell
are you? That's how they threw it back. You got to love a good Asia.
Poor mother just wanted to nurture
the moment.
That's all she was trying to do.
That's why she was a victim. She was a victim. I mean,
she was just learning. She took that breastfeeding video and she just learned from that. Oh, and that was the voiceover.
Baby.
The voiceover in the breastfeeding was his wife, the director's wife.
Really?
I was reading
really?
Trivia, yeah. And the Hollywood
Reporter,
the
video.
Yeah, I don't know if it was in it was just the voice in the video.
Oh,
the
okay.
Hollywood Reporter article was written by the byline was by a woman who actually did break, who had broken like all these
other
assault stories,
Harvey Weinstein,
stuff like that. I read that when they had a screening, Richard Brake, who played Frank, was behind a few teenagers, and the movie finished. The lights went on. They turned around. They saw him. They freaked out.
I would have freaked out too, right? Creepy, just a creepy guy. Hey, can I get your autograph?
But it was, and I think just also having the Ronettes at the end just made it kind of just a fun, weird movie
way to cap it off.
Very
unique.
Is the least going in, the less going in, better.
I told you it was a revelation when I first watched it, because having not known anything, I was like, this is the way to watch, movies like this.
Absolutely.
So, and it was just, I think you could call it like a sudden classic almost.
I
right?
think I feel like
this has some staying power.
I think so. That's the
Halloween. It's got a lot of staying power.
Yeah, next to some of the new. I mean, there are. We'll talk about some other. There are. Well, we won't be doing any other new ones, but I did see. What else? What else have you been watching, Dave? I did watch *Malignant* from last year. Very entertaining. Not as good as Barbarian, but
I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the first time ever yesterday.
How about the ending when he's just swinging?
Is that random, or did you do that the same as me?
It was literally random. So when you were saying you were watching it, I was like, oh.
I watched it for the first time ever yesterday also.
The original?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, me too. First time ever.
I was like, it's supposed to be so good. And they really do a great job. Like, I mean, it looks like gritty and but I mean, that's so much part of it. Right.
Yep.
And the way they, I guess I'm not sure if we'll do this now that we shouldn't talk too much about it, but.
But we are
doing. But the way they
do
the sound.
Oh, yeah.
What are we doing, Mikey?
Well, we're going back, not as far back as Texas Chainsaw, but. We're going back to the 90s, going back to a horror classic director, Wes Craven. We're going to 1996 to watch the original Scream, a movie that.
Oh yeah.
After. Oh man, Dave just.
I love that David's just finding out like the listeners.
No, I said you didn't I?
Yes, I believe you guys did. Yes,
I did.
And
you what?
I've been watching that movie a lot lately. I fucking love that movie.
Saw that movie in the theater originally.
Oh yeah, I did too.
It spawned a whole genre of like young horror, movies. Actors. Me can't speak good.
Edit that later, you fucking moron.
You know,
thank you.
I lost some brain with all that fat you lost, which is good. I'm glad.
Dave's really bringing it tonight. Hey, is there anyone else in the room with you?
AJ.
Now.
There's no one in the room.
No.
He's showing off? I can't wait to hear Heat of the Moment after you drop that clip in. I love that. We were big Asia fans.
Oh yeah.
Guys, we've been getting a lot of hits lately on our pods. I'm actually proud of you all.
Thank you. We're proud of you too, Dave.
You too.
Good job.
Really brought it tonight. I'm proud of your whole family. Everyone who appeared tonight.
Hey, we're all going to be seeing each other on the 28th of October.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wait.
Father.
We don't want all our fans to just show up. Let's take a moment.
Wait, Mikey, you going?
Hell yeah, I'm going.
I'm excited.
I'm bringing my recorder too.
Have one drink.
Listen.
An apple cider.
Yeah, well, people will think when you walk in, it was me, fat fuck. Listen, you can find us on Twitter at @fine_movies. Wow. You can find us on Instagram at Fine Movies, Fine Spirits. And if you are listening to us on Spotify, tap that little star. If you're on iTunes or whatever, the Apple Podcast, give us a rating, give us a review. That would help more people find us. It would help more people realize, is he really podcasting in a living room with 10 other people? Yes, he is. And speaking of him, wait, Christopher, any parting words?
No parting words. You think Bobby Moe would mind if we actually did a live pod?
I'm not at all. Just have him pick the movie. He picks the movie.
This is true.
David, I don't really give a shit.
We talk about great movies while drinking. We talk about great movies while drinking. Yeah, we talk about great movies while drinking. And we feel fine.
Mike, did you lose weight in your penis too?
It's down to 2 pounds.
I appreciate David. I appreciate. Thank God I didn't stop recording. David, I appreciate you thinking about me.
No, wait. It's down to 2 pounds or it's down 2 pounds?
Oh, shit.
Not experts.